Hello students, let's read the problem. And it says, rectangle MNOP was dilated with the origin as the center of the dilation and using the rule XY changed to 9/4 X, 9/4 Y to create the rectangle M prime, N prime, O prime, P prime. Which statement is true? Okay, so what am I looking for? What are we going to be looking for? Well, I need to find a true statement, right? And the true statement is going to be based on the information that is given to us, okay? So we have a rectangle, which it says that it was dilated. And of course, it says from the origin, right, as the center of dilation. And they're giving us the rule for that right here. And of course, it's telling us to create this one. So the first thing you need to know is this one. MNOP is your pre-image. Some people say, oh, it's the old one. It's up to you, right? And M prime, anytime that you see those little apostrophes, this means my new one. And we call this one also the image. You can say the new, you can say this is the old. It's up to you, okay? And why is that important? Because you need to know how to compare them, okay? So the original, it's the pre-image. The new one is the one with the little apostrophes, okay? Now, what do I know about the scale factor? So it says the scale factor is gonna be equals to 9/4, okay? So I want you to divide 9/4 so that we can see what decimal do we get, okay? And my decimal is going to be 2.25. Very good. Okay, so now I want you to look at what I have on the left side. And it says, if the scale factor is greater than 1, then the new figure gets larger. So we need to analyze that, right? It says, if the scale factor is greater than 1, what's going to happen to the new shape if the scale factor is greater than 1? It's going to get larger. The new one gets larger. Okay, so I want you to look at the scale factor that we have, and I want you to tell me about this number. It's 2.25. Is that less than 1 or greater than 1? It's greater than 1. Very good. This number is greater than 1. So if that number is greater than 1, what's going to happen to the new shape? It's going to get larger, right? And who's my new shape? The one with the apostrophes, we call it, right? But it's you read that one prime. So this one will get larger. Okay? Now remember, we always try to analyze the problem before we even look at the answer choices, right? So I think we got everything set in place. Let's look at the answer choices. A, it says the length of the sides of rectangle M and OP are equal. Right there, right away, I see the word equal to the corresponding sides of rectangle M prime, N prime, O prime, and P prime. Is that true? Of course not, right? They're not equal. Not the sides. Remember we said the sides are going to be multiplied by my scale factor? So no, they're not going to be equal. What about B? It says the area of rectangle MNOP is greater than the area of my new one. Is that true? Can the original be greater than the new one? No, right? No way, because my original or my pre-image has to be smaller because my scale factor is enlarging the new one by 2.25. So no, that's not true. What about C? It says the sum of the angles of rectangle M prime, N prime, O prime, P prime is 2.5 times the sum of the angles of rectangle MNOP. So what did we learn about angles? Are you going to make any difference on the angles? Are they going to be one larger than the other one? No, the angles don't change, right? We agree that angles stays up Same, very good. They do not, they're congruent. So that cannot be my answer either. So it looks like this is the answer, but let's read it. It says, the angle measures of rectangle MNOP are equal to the corresponding angles of rectangle M prime, N prime, O prime, and P prime. Is that true? It says the angle of this rectangle, which is my pre-image, are going to be equal to the corresponding angles of my new one. Yes, they are equal. They're congruent. Very good. Okay? They're the same. But this is because we're talking about what? Angles. Very good. Okay? If it was talking about the sides, that's a different story. Okay? But angles don't change. So we are correct. The answer should be letter D.